Scotty Stowe. Number 5, Matthew Roberts. Number 8, Matthew Snow. Number 10, Matthew Fennell. Number 11, Trevor Latham. Number 13, Nathan Truman. Number 22, Stephen Osborne. Number 25, Jacob Gibson. Number 31, Michael Salton. Number 41, Kate Kissaloni. And number 50, Sean Clark. And they're coached by Ken Harrington. Now to introduce the Waverley Falcons. Starting with number 1, Richard Townsend again. Number 3, Brad Keller. Number 4, Dean Neville. Number 5, Jaquez Motley. Number 8, Jason Reardon. Number 9, Zane Reed. Number 11, Dylan Larkin. Number 13, Chris Arpel. Number 14, Cody Fredrickson. Number 20, Adrian Sturt. Number 23, Tim Hastings. And number 24, Michael Harper. And they're coached by Philip Polianis. Now please stand for the Australian national anthem.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Falcons' Nest for this, the final game of the weekend. 4 games here this weekend, 2 last night, the state champ women and Victorian youth champ women, who both lost to Ringwood. The Youth League Men 1s division, which Falcons ran out over the top of Geelong in the game that has just been completed. And the final game this weekend, the state champ men's game between the Waverley Falcons and the reigning champions, 2 times champions of the state champ league, the Ringwood Hawks. So quite a few changes to both squads. Starting with the Ringwood, we'll talk about the guys that are still there, that have been the perennials. Matty Snow, Snowball as he's known as, still there. Matt Fennell, Trev Latham, Nate Truman, Stephen Osborne back for, I think it's now his 3rd year with the squad. Michael Salty and Sean Clark, but joining them, Cade Fitalani, Jacob Gibson, and the 2 imports, Scotty Stone and Matthew Roberts. Matthew Roberts. With the Falcons, again a bit of a change in the lineup this season. Starting with the established players, Brad Keller's back, Dean Neville, Jace Reardon back for his 2nd season, Dylan Larkin, Chris Arkell, Tim Leasting and Mike Harper are back. But joining them, Adrian Sturt, back in Falcons colours after a long time, and Jaquez Motley, Zane Reeves, and up from the youth team, Cody Fredrickson. And the very first score in the game is Adrian Sturt. And he's also forced the defense into a foul. So this is going to be an interesting season to see can the Hawks, as Adrian converts the 3 points, can the Hawks actually go back to back for the third time? Lots of teams have attempted it. Corio Bay, Waverley, Ringwood in the past, but not been able to succeed. So Waverley has the ball with Jace Reardon. And the shot goes up from Richard Townsend Grant. Little short. Matt Fennell can't get it to drop. Here comes Mike Harper. Mike Harper relishing his time in the squad as Brad Kelleher drops the 2. Make that a 3. And Sean Clark bobbles the ball. Is very aware of Adrian Sturt coming down towards him. In and out. Good move there from Townsend Grant. And there's, don't know how Kenny Harrington manages to do this, but every year he manages to find imports that are flat out scorers. And Scotty Stone seems to be one of those. Brad Kelleher Can he extend the lead? And he does. 7-2. So big shout out to our Live Sport Australia viewers around the country, in particular Christine Kennedy, who's sent us a text message saying she's watching from Queensland. So thanks for the feedback there, Christine. As Townsend Grant pushes the ball down, gets it to Sturt. Adrian Sturt, back from the UK, has spent a number of years playing in the BBL, British Basketball League. Drops it. Scotty Stone can't get it to go. Matt Fennell almost with the rebound. Loses his footing at the last minute, and Brad Kelleher picks it up. Here's Harper. He'll go to the basket, and he drops it in. 12 points to 2, and Kenny Harrington calls a timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back with you shortly. So here we are, back at the Falcons' Nest. And what do we see? We see that the Waverley Falcons are up 12-2. 7:29 to go. 2 team fouls on the Hawks, none on the Falcons. Matty Fennell gets the ball off to Scotty Stone. Now it's with Snowball. Snowy hasn't been much in the play so far. Trev Latham. Sorry, I tell a lie. That's Sean Clark. One thing that did surprise me in the off-season, as Michael Harper drops a 3, is that Kenny Harrington didn't, in fact, look to bring in another big into his lineup. And Grant Townsend has his shot blocked. Stone can't get it to drop. Here's Kelleher. Sorry, that's Gibson, I should say. And Gibson doing a great job of getting the hands in. And now Trevor Latham comes on. And so Michael Harper absolutely playing out of his skin this game already. Because Michael, a Waverley junior, made his way over to Hawaii for a number of seasons at Hawaii U, playing as a walk-up in that team. He did manage to play quite a number of games for University of Hawaii there, and then went to Simon Fraser University, where he was a starter for the last 2 years of his college career up in Canada, and came back, played a year with the Melbourne Tigers, and last 2 years has been back in Waverley colours, and I think he's been thoroughly enjoying it. Now we've got a foul this time on Adrian Sturt. He acknowledges that. And our crowd has grown. We almost need a crowd cam. We may have to invest in getting a crowd cam going for you to show you how packed the stands are as Adrian works his way around Trevor Latham. The ball doesn't drop for him though. Latham picking up the rebound as Matty Snow gets down there, and Harper hand on the hip has given away a foul. Second team foul for the Falcons. Chris Arkell coming into the game. So the Falcons looking quite deep this year. Losing Tommy Boyle across to Blackburn. But picking up Sturt in his place as Brad Kelleher just cuts the defense apart like butter. Good screen from Latham. And Matty Snow not able to get the ball past the much larger Adrian Sturt. It's a baseline ball for the Hawks, and I suspect it's Brad Keller coming off. And for his first run in Falcons colours, well, in a regular season game anyway. And great job there from Chris Arkell. Nice and straight up. So first game is Jacques Motley onto the floor for Kelleher. Arkell, twist, turns. Doesn't quite drop for him. Chris Arkell and his wife Jay announcing during the week the sex of their to-be child. So congratulations to both of them on the good news. Nate Truman can't get it to drop. Matty Fennell pulls it up. And this time, with his feet set, Nate Truman nails the shot. It's 19-7. Adrian Sturt just bobbles out. Matt Snow drives, looking for options. He turns the corner himself. Jace Reardon read it really well. Great D. It's getting now down to 9 seconds. Shot is going to be short. Falls into Adrian Sturt's hands. Fantastic defense there from the Falcons. Jace Reardon. Again, give Jace Reardon a little bit of space. Let him get his feet set, and that ball is going to go straight through the hoop every time. Nothing but net. And it'll be okay. Interesting call there. I thought Chris Arkell had established position. Probably just turned slightly on the contact. But that's the thing that Matt Snow is really good at doing is getting players to overcommit in defense on him. And again, very reliable shooter. Onto the floor, replacing Matty Fennell is number 25. for the Hawks. Jacob Gibson. And Falcons player stepped out of court. Turnover. Not the kind of thing that you expect will want to do on this. It's very clear on this court what is in and what isn't out of court. So Coach Ilias Pelianis will be a little bit upset with that elementary mistake. Latham against Sturt. Overshoots. Great pressure there from Sturt, just getting the hands up. And there's another three attempt from Reardon. This time it didn't go in. Truman picks it up, gets it to Osborne. Of course, Stefan Osborne, ex-teammate of Jace Reardon from down in the initial Corio Bay BigV team days. And just a miscued pass there from Reardon, but Sturt picking the pockets of Matty Snow. Snowball won't like that one at all. (22) plays 11. Chris Arkell kicks it out. And there it is. The first basket for Jaquez Motley is a 3. Looked very sweet too. And he's putting pressure. Whoa, nearly out. Great pressure there on Nate Truman. And Chris Arkell teaming with Adrian Sturt. Gets the ball out to Michael Harper, who has going to the line. 25, plays 11. Sean Clark back in for Trev Latham, and Stone coming on. Who's he replaced? Matt Snowball. Snow. So with 30 seconds to go, Jaquez Motley has the chance to add to his tally, and Mike Harper taking a well-earned break. And he's got the 2. He's going for the 3rd now. 29 plays 13. Misses that. Dean Neville on for Adrian Sturt for this last couple of seconds of the half. Sean Clark can't get it to go. Chris Arkell with the rebound and a wayward outlet pass. There is 3.1 seconds to go. It'll be in the front court for the Hawks, as Gibson can't get it to drop. And that's where we'll leave it for the first half. We will be back shortly. See you soon. So we're back into action here at the Falcons' Nest as the Falcons seek to extend the lead over Ringwood. This is a real turn-up for the books. Ringwood only scoring 13 points in a half. I cannot remember the last time that's ever happened, as Gibson nails a three. And certainly that's not what Coach Kenny Harrington will be happy with. Well, actually, sorry, it's a quarter, not a half. It's been a very long weekend already for us, so I apologise. I'm 10 minutes ahead of myself. It is the second quarter here, not the second half, the second quarter. And Falcons out to a 29-16 lead. Sean Clark goes to the line. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to use a quarter. I cannot remember the last time that the Hawks only shot 13 points in a period. Already, they are doing better than they did during that first 10-minute period. Just looking to be their 5th point. Yeah. So with a minute and a half down, they've scored 5 points. Sean Keller calling for horns. Double screen. So Townsend Grant suddenly has realised that the BigV League, particularly state champ men, is not easy. And a little bit of frustration showing there on his face as he had his shot rejected. And the Hawks are back to 9 points, causing a timeout to the Falcons. So let's have a look at some of the key stats in that particular game. Falcons shooting at 53% in that particular quarter to 22 for the Ringwood Hawks. And that's really been the story of it. It's the Hawks putting up 23 shots to the Falcons 15. So if the Falcons allow the Hawks to get their eye in, that's where the danger is going to be for them. Keep it wide. So bring the ball back down the court again, and those of you watching the live streams, if it drops in and out, we apologise. We are really struggling with our internet connectivity here at the moment. We have boosted as much as we can with 4G dongles. We're bonding the stream together, trying to give you as much opportunity to watch an uninterrupted stream as we possibly can. Unfortunately, we are in the laps of the gods, the telco gods, as the crowd continues to build. So, yes, the story now, I don't know what we're waiting for. Tim Leasting on the floor for his first minutes has been fouled. He goes to the line. And Chris Arkell looking to recapture his form from last season. Chris had a great season last year. Played big minutes for the Falcons. Put up big numbers. Looking to continue with that. And nothing but net on those two shots. Falcons back out to an 11-point lead. Stone. Long two. Here comes Brad Kelleher. Loses the ball. And it's with Gibson. Gibson looked at taking the shot, realised that the defence had just got back on him, so settling it down for Snowy. And this time, great work from Tim Leasting on the end of that great pass from Reedon. Just slipped round Matt Fennell and drew the foul. He goes to make this a 3-point play. Coach Kenny Harrington suggesting that there's a little bit of head contact going on. And refs makes that. Gibson with a little floater over the top. And Keller just took his eyes off the ball at the last minute. Again, Jason Reardon has great vision down the court. And this time the foul, probably I think on Adrian Sturt, we'll see. No, it's on Michael Harper. No, Adrian Sturt. And Sean Clark goes to the line. Makes one. And the second. The gap has tightened. 34 plays 27. 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. Adrian Sturt drops into Gibson's hands in front of Reardon. Gibson coming back again. Comes off this, uses the screen. Good screen and roll. Back out to Gibson. His shot a little long. Comes off the back of the ring and falls beautifully for backcourt. Well, we'd probably want to see that on replay, but that time there was a foul. So Jason Reardon picks up his second. Tim Leasing sits down. And we have Dylan Larkin. Now Dylan Larkin quite dominant over the last few years in the Victorian Youth Champ men's squad, the under-23 squad. He's earned promotion into the senior team. And a foul behind play. This time looks to be on Gibson. Yeah, he's got a hold. Just simply trying to check the cutter a little too vigorously, unfortunately. And he'll sit down, and we've also got a time out. It looks like it's... we'll be back ever so shortly. So 5:12 to go, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Waverley Basketball Stadium, the Falcons' Nest. The Falcons are up by 5 points. I was nearly going to say Geelong, but Geelong was the previous game. The Ringwood Hawks are working their way back into this game. Brad Kelleher on the line to try and re-establish a bit more of a buffer. And I'll tell you what, if Ringwood gets this game, they will have really felt that they've escaped sudden death here. So, Snowball, bring the ball down. Gets it across to Stone. Stone's three-point attempt is nothing but net. And again, Matt Snow is known for that kind of a no-look pass. Over the shoulder, round the body, as Sturt goes to the line, can't get it to go. Jason Reardon putting the putback in, but it's not counted. Said Adrian Sturt will go to the line to try and re-establish the lead, which is down to 2 points. 34 plays 32. So Trevor Latham replacing Sean Clark. Sturt gets the first. And the second. And the size of this crowd is indicative of the fierce rivalry that exists between these two teams over the years. As Matt Snow is fouled by Dylan Larkin. Again, there's the experience of Matty Snow. He is so hard to stop when he decides to go to the ring. Gets his own rebound. But Salty can't pull in the pass. It's back with Keller. Falcons out to 4-point lead. The youngster coming up into the team for Ringwood, Roberts. So on the floor for his first minutes. Snowy looking for options. There's a screen there. Larkin can't stop the shot going up, but the shot was slightly off target. Reardon drives on Snowy. And Roberts, athletic enough to get his hands on the ball, has spilled it out to Stone, who gets it into Latham. Latham overshoots. Again, that's the pressure from Adrian Sturt. As Larkin goes up, and the putback by Sturt. Good work from the Falcons on that. Back out to a 6-point lead. Salty left way alone. Luckily for the Falcons, his shot overcooked. Harper can't put get the tip in. Ball's in Snow's hand. He very rarely loses control of it. But blocked by Larkin on Salty. Salty tips the ball back. And now it's with Stone. Stone's going to float it into Latham. Latham. And the foul will be on Reardon. Third foul on Jace Reardon, I think. No, I think it's on his first. So again, Falcons having trouble containing the Hawks. Since that initial burst in the first quarter, the Hawks have been able to come back into the game. Sturt looking for options. Works on Latham. Drops across. There's Snowy. Bring the ball back down very quickly. So in the last change of personnel, Jaquez Motley coming back on. He's just combined there with Adrian Sturt to get Adrian a chance to extend the lead out. So 39 plays 34. Sturt unable to get both chances. Now, this will be interesting because this is the first time that Motley has matched up against Snow directly. 3-point attempt no good. Jason Reardon gets it across to Motley. He takes on Snowy. Gets the ball back out to Reardon. Larkin with the opportunity. He drives. And it's going to be a foul before the shot attempt. But because both teams are in the bonus, Dylan Larkin will go to the line to shoot two. So there's a timeout. We'll be back in a minute. So with 1:15 to go, and we have to say that our stream appears to have stabilised at this stage. So hopefully you are enjoying the contest here. So a big shout out to John and Jude if they're online and watching. We look forward to catching up with you when you're next down at the stadium. Hopefully that won't be too long. And so a change of personnel for the Falcons. Sees Brad Kelleher back on the court. Dylan Larkin can't get it there, the basket, and Motley has picked up his foul. There's 2 shots coming for the Hawks here. It is a 6-point lead. Falcons really did not want to do that at that point in time. Salty misses his first, looking for the second. And he makes that. Chris Arkell. Oh, nice idea. Read well by Latham. Latham can't get it to go. Chris Arkell gets his own back on Trevor Latham there. And with 12 seconds to go, Brad Kelleher says, let's slow it down. Let's use the time. He's calling for a screen. Shot goes up, out. Snowy gets the final touch and almost gets the basket. So with the score at 41-35, we're heading into halftime. We'll be back shortly with the second half. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Falcons' Nest. We are heading towards the final stanza of this game. The Falcons are up by 6 points. We are ready to go here for the final quarter, final half, I should say. So no score so far. And Mike Harper, hand in the back. It was very clear on the monitors. Has given away a foul. So Gibson will go to the line. This to bring the game back to a 3-point game. All the composure that the Falcons had during that first quarter has disappeared as the Hawks have ground their way back into the game. Jace Reardon misses that. Matty Fennell pulls up, makes the basket. Three-point shot doesn't go. Tenzin Grant not able to connect on that one. And again, this has been the thing about Ringwood Imports, is that they are dead-eye shooters. And the Falcons really need to be able to emulate that with their imports. Mike Harper turns the corner. Sturt with the rebound. He was being fouled. He's been fouled. Excuse me. Kill the audio here for me. Keller looking for options. He decides to go himself, drives himself, doesn't go. Harper with the rebound and the putback. Keller saying, well, I was fouled 3 or 4 times on the way through, but good call from the refs there. They're letting the players play. There is lots of contact, and there this time Adrian Sturt getting up off the ground, got out of his cylinder. For those of you who remember your instructions for your coaches, you've got to keep in your Coke can or Mountain Dew or any other kind of beverage you prefer, but you stay in your cylinder. The moment you get out of that cylinder, it's going to be a foul each time. And the last person you want to put on the foul line is Sean Clark. Shooting at the moment at 100% from the foul line. So that's 6 from 6 for him. Kelleher turns. Ball's come off the foot of Sean Clark. Tried to sell that to that it was a Ringwood possession to the rest, but they had were having nothing of it. Sturt gets his own rebound and the putback. No, not quite the putback. The putback attempt, but he's been fouled. Second team foul for the Hawks. Both teams on 2. Coach Kenny's collar has been unbuttoned. He's certainly feeling the pressure of this game as Adrian Sturt misses both of those. His opposite number in Sean Clark has been perfect from the line. As he spins, gets the ball to Matty Fennell. Fennell's shot doesn't go. Now it's Harper. Sturt at the top. Sturt will take a 3-point attempt and no mistakes on it. Adrian Sturt able to stretch the defense out. Good defense there from Harper, but that has sent the ball back into Clark's hands and nobody gave him any respect. So he just calmly drilled a 3-point. 46-43. 4:31 to go. Both teams on 2 team fouls. Falcons being patient. But we're down to 3 seconds, and now Reardon gets the ball up, but after the shot clock has expired, or just before. And Matt Snowy goes coast to coast, and he's been fouled by Harper. He's unfortunately slid into the back wall there, and so will he continue on? It looks like he's going to at the moment. Bit of head contact with the end wall, which is a good 2 metres behind the baseline, so he slid quite some way. Well, it certainly hasn't done his shooting any harm. Nailed that one. Looking for a second. And at that point he's going to take a break, and hopefully he's all okay. I don't like to see those sorts of injuries. Tim Leasting on the back of a Reardon pass. Can't get the shot to drop. Neither can Adrian Sturt, who picked up the rebound and attempted the putback. Leasting defending Fennell. And just at the last minute, just slapped down a fraction. It was good defense until then. So Matt Fennell goes to the line. It's a 1-point game. Coach Kenny now sitting back a lot more relaxed. Well, he's back on his feet. So as we watch Matty Fennell try and get shot, got that. So we much as we can. And now, well, that was interesting. Oh no, Waverley just keeping their noses in front, and there's been a foul. Interestingly, who's it on? Bit of a chat going on between a couple of the players. So the foul is going to be on Tim Leasing. Stephen Osman goes to the line. And makes a second. 1-point game. Reardon gets the ball down to Leasting. Leasting cross through hands back to Reardon. It's in with Dean Neville. Dean gets it to Arkell. Arkell spins out to Leasting. Leasting's shot goes up. Doesn't quite get the desired result. 2 minutes to go. 48 plays, 47. Again, the Falcons playing like there's a bit of pressure on them all of a sudden. As there is. Arkell with another rebound. Good rebound from him. Gets it across to Motley. And Motley working through traffic. Can't get it to drop. And he fouls Gibson. So this for potentially the first lead of the game. It'll be 2 shots. 2 shots to Jacob Gibson. And that's all tied up here at the Falcons' Nest. Of course, the next game against Ringwood will be at the Rings. Reardon fakes, gets the ball across to Motley. Motley's shot short, falls into Chris Arkell's hands though. He gets it back to Neville. Reardon and scores 2 points. Good work there from the Falcons. They needed that. Keeps the lead. Keeps them in the lead. Just watch. Neville. Neville has been a big foul from Latham there. Latham almost falling on his back. No intent in it whatsoever, but it's an end ball to the Falcons. 13 foul on the Hawks. 42.6 seconds to go. Reardon pulls up. Doesn't go. Dean Neville got the tip out, but it's fallen into Truman's hands. Truman has charged. Great defense there from Jace Reardon. You can see that on the replay. Great pickup from our technical director. And the Ringwood crowd, Ringwood supporters, not liking that call whatsoever. But I suggest they go and check out the replay after the game. Tim Leasting, well, looking for Arkell, overthrew it. Fell into the hands of Gibson. Gibson now with a 3-point attempt. He's been fouled by Leasting. Looking where he fell, it might just have been a 2-point attempt. No, it's a 3. So this again with 14.5 seconds to go. This is Ringwood's chance to take the first lead in the game. While we're watching these free throws, as Gibson nails the first, we might just try and check on some of the other scores. In basketball around the Australia at the moment, and with 6 as the scores are tied, this to take the lead with 6 minutes to go in the second period as the Hawks take their first lead for this game. 50 to plays 51. Reardon misses the shot. Latham in front of Neville. And at three-quarter time, the Falcons are down by 1. So coming back with 30 seconds to go. Some of the key stats. Falcons shooting percentage. Remember, in the first quarter it was up over 50%, about 53%. It has dropped to 27. Now, mind you, the Hawks not much better. They're only sitting at 23%, but they have, and both teams have taken 52 shot attempts. So that's showing you how tight this particular game is. The three-point percentage. Falcons shooting 6 from 22. That gives them 27% three-point percentage, as opposed to the Hawks shooting at 21, 5 of 24. Hawks get a turnover. Now, in other basketball news, for those who are watching the stream and want to know the scores, at just under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter over in Adelaide at the Titanium Security Arena, the Adelaide 36ers are up by 10, 40-30 over the United, as Trevor Latham goes to the line yet again. So they've extended their lead. And out of court. Late call there from the ref. Almost encouraged by the bench, the Ringwood bench, but it was a correct call. And Gibson just drops it over the top. So Jacob Gibson again showing what a talented player he is. In and out for the Falcons and Brad Kelleher. Brad Kelleher, getting to be one of the older players on the Falcon squad at 31. He has been a stalwart of the Falcons program over the years. Of course, was a development player for the Bullets, and he's been called for a hold, quite rightly. Was a development player for the Bullets before they folded and re-established themselves in the NBL. Then spent his college years over at Hofstra in New York, and has, in between all of those things, played in the Falcons senior program. Ball handling error there from Adrian Sturt as he loses the ball. And again, it's a 4-point lead to the Hawks. The good news is that Matt Snow is about to check back in again. Matt Fennell can't get it there. It's across with Kelleher. Kelleher pulls up. His three-point shot no good, but he gets his own rebound. Kicks it out to his teammate in Motley. Motley drives, doesn't go. Chris Arkell has been fouled. He'll get two. This to tighten the game up yet again. Now, Chris Arkell, normally very reliable from the stripe, but commentator's curse can always set in. Makes his first. Looking to keep this lead or deficit, I should say, from the Falcons' point of view, as low as possible. It's a 2-point game as Gibson has the ball stolen. It's with Kelleher. Kelleher almost loses control, but it's been tapped out of court by Fennell. Well, okay. Maybe it hasn't been tapped out of court by... It was Nathan Truman, sorry, not Fennell. So, referee Campbell Fraser suggesting that that come from off a Falcons' hand. And again, Matt Snow showing his smarts as he draws a foul. Falcons now in foul trouble. 3 fouls with 6:42 to go. Ringwood just on the one. And again, a little floater off his hip. So great work there from Gibson, just showing how when you're coming off a screen, you protect the ball, keep your body between it and just dribble on the hip. And he just picked it up. That's too flat. That was a poor shot. So Falcons just not looking composed at the moment. Arkell with the rebound. They need to get Harper back in, I think, as Sturt drives. Oh, that's been a big foul. Huge foul there. This time Matt Fennell on Adrian Sturt. That could have almost been unsportsmanlike. But okay, Sturt going through his pre-shot routine. Again, not been shooting particularly well from the free throw line. He's shooting at about 50%. So that's his 9th attempt. Gets the rebound. And that's where he has been dominant. He has been picking up lots of rebounds there. Game high rebounder. And so he's also scored 16 points. So he's got his double-double. But in terms of who's winning the points battle, it's Jacob Gibson. At three-quarter time, he was sitting on 20 points, and he's picked up a few since then. And poor pass from Clark. And that was an interesting non-call. And it was almost mirror image down the other end, the ball movement through the key. Again, another heavy foul on the Falcon going to the line. And Harper back into the court, onto the court. It's a 5-point gap. A timeout to Waverley. We'll be back shortly. Chris Arkell at the line. Back to a 3-point game. Falcons appealing for that ball there. It's been given the other way. Just over 4 minutes to go in this game as Sean Clark tries to drive and then loses the ball. And somehow the Falcons, down to 10 seconds on the shot clock, have retained possession. Harper has charged. And that's Snowy that has been on the floor yet again. Again, he's very quick at reading the play. Okay, back out to a 5-point lead again. What can the Falcons conjure up? Arkell across the Sturt. Sturt takes on Fennell. And nails it. So nicely done there. He drove Fennell into Sean Clark and then came back on his left. Clark probably should have read that and slipped below and just swapped sides, just taking the chance that as Clark re-establishes that 5-point lead. So in other games around the league, we might just have a look at the state champ men if I can find it for you. So Corio Bay Stingrays went down to Keilor Thunder. Keilor Thunder coming up into this division for their first first year, so 79-62. Last night, Hawthorn got up over Hume City. Casey went down to McKinnon Cougars, and the Eltham Wildcats in a dominant display over Knox Raiders. No look pass again from Matt Snow. So the outstanding games, and actually it should have already been underway for about the last hour. In this division is Werribee versus Blackburn Vikings. It's not showing online at the moment, so I can't update you on the score there. With 1:37 to go, it's a 3-point game here at the Falcons' Nest. Falcons in foul trouble, though. They are already on 5 fouls. Ringwood has 2 to give. In the state champ women, of course, last night the Sharks went down to the Raiders. The Jets dominated the Broncos. And if I have to pick anyone in that division this year, I would say Sunbury looks on their way for what is effectively a three-peat of championships, not necessarily in this division. Snow comes up with the ball. After all of that, it's down to the last minute. 3 seconds. And Matt Fennell has drawn a foul from Chris Arkell, which we can see there on the replay. The shot was not going in. Chris just made contact, and Matt Fennell will go to the line. So, Bulleen, big losers to the McKinnon Cougars. The Cougars, of course, featuring 3 ex-Waverley players in that lineup. The Hawks in this beats the Falcons last night by 10 and have got up over Keilor Thunder by 9. So a good outing for Tim Motton's girls. This very successful weekend for them. That'll put them quite nicely, I would suggest, on top of the ladder. Well, it's only the first round, but you'll take anything. And at the moment, there's a really tight game between the Wildcats and the Boomers. It's 74-71. And that would probably be at... I'll just let you know that's in the 4th quarter, I would suggest. In fact, it has just finished. Eltham 78, Bulleen 71. And is the final score there. So this game, 5-point game, 57 seconds. It is not a done deal at this point. However, the way that the Falcons have played the last quarter, I find it difficult to see that they will get up. They need 2 threes and they need 2 stops. They must not let the they can't let the Hawks score here, and they can't give away a foul, which is exactly what they've done. So now Sean Clark is going to go to the line. Sean Clark is going to go to the line. And we'll see the result of that. Well, surprise. That's his first miss for the night. Well, afternoon, I should say. First miss for the afternoon. Six-point lead. 45 seconds to go. What can the Falcons do? Again, they need 2 threes. And that one's not going to do it. Chris Arkell now having gone over the top. Matt Snowball, again, unfortunate for the Falcons, but Matty Snowball slept a little bit. Chris Arkell got the rebound, but then followed on over the top. So just an unfortunate occurrence there. In the Div 2 women, of course, Collingwood getting up for their maiden victory, their first victory of the 2018 season over Melbourne University. Quite comprehensive victory there. Bushrangers also doing extremely well. Almost 20-point win for them. Chris Arkell almost nails a three. It looked good from here. A little bit offline, and Jace Reardon has given away another foul. So it's going to be almost a 10-point gap by the time this last 27.4 seconds is used up. And Gibson making no mistakes. 61-79, 8 points at the moment. Can the Falcons do something? Nearly an offensive foul against Reardon. Gibson. So Matty Fennell will take the... No, he won't. He'll wind it down. Is anyone? No, they're not going to worry about the last shot. They've conceded the game. Waverley coach congratulating Kenny Hamilton. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it from the Falcons Nest. We will be back with you. We'll leave you with a few replays of the game. And we will be back next weekend. It's a single game next weekend. We'll be back then. Thank you very much to all of you who stayed on board. The great crew from Live Sport Australia, Michelle, Jira and Hugh, and I'm Andrew Seabrook signing off. See you next week.